Hello there, Q.U.A.n.IQ here. I forgot to take a Xanax. I can't do this. So I was like 4 or 5 before my house burnt down. Link in the description. I had this best friend. I'll call her Sunrise. She lived across the street from me, and we were best friends. We hung out all the time. My cousin was jealous of her. It was just everything I needed in life was this girl. Her mom married this guy, and he had a house, so they moved in with him. Shaking, oh my god. I used to go over there all the time because that's bestie, and we had sleepovers all the time. Like if she couldn't come to my house, I would go over there. Okay, layout of this house. From what literally the first memory I have of this house is getting dropped off, and it looks like it's like a 3-story house. I guess it technically is. At the bottom there's the garage, and they had like a little room, well, not a little room, there was like a space area or whatever, and then outside was the pool. On the main floor there was the living room, the kitchen. I can't really remember too much because I was like 5. But then you go upstairs, and there was at least 3 bedrooms or something from what I remember. There was like a bedroom that we never went into because there was no reason to. And then her mom and her husband, boyfriend, whatever's room. And then her room. Now, me and Sunset used to stay up. Did I call her Sunset or Sunrise? I'm changing it to Sunrise if I did call her Sunset. So me and Sunrise used to watch the sunrise all the time. Like we would stay up talking for hours. We would see if we can basically see the sunrise, and it was beautiful from the view that we were at. Like we would go downstairs and be in the living room and look out the window and just watch the sunrise. So I went over for her birthday. I fell asleep early. When I woke up, I had missed the party. I guess they didn't want to wake me up or something. So I missed the party. I woke Sunrise up. I need to let the Xanax kick in. I'm just gonna stop this video, record another one, and come back to it. So I woke my friend up. I said, hey, what happened? She was like, oh, you were sleeping. My mom didn't want to disturb you, so we just did our thing, and there's still food. I was starving, so I said, excuse me. So I said, oh, there's still food? Like, there's still cake? Like, what's up? Like, what's up with that? She's like, oh yeah, everything's, I guess it was technically the basement is where they had the party. So she said everything's downstairs. Okay, so we walked down the stairs to the basement. I look over to my right, and I see a glowing green skeleton in the pool, and the water's bubbling. like it's a jacuzzi. My friend Sunrise, what did I name her? Sunrise, followed my gaze. I stared at it for about 5 seconds. And as soon as she looked at it, we froze for a second, but we only had a second to freeze because it looked over at us and saw us. Our first instincts was to run back up the stairs. There was a sliding glass door that was open. It was inside the house. There was a sliding glass door that was open. And it looked over, it saw us, and it went to jump out of the pool. We booked it up the stairs. It started running towards us, and my friend's in front of me running, and I'm pushing her up the stairs, running behind her. It had a fork and a knife. I looked behind me because I had to see if it caught up to us, right? I looked behind me, and it's right there at our heels, at my heel. And it takes its fork and it goes to stab me in the leg, in the foot, whatever, I don't know. But it missed because I'm running up the stairs, and the sound that it made when the fork hit the step, like, it was just so hard that I was obviously convinced that it was trying to eat us. I mean, a skeleton with a fork and a knife coming at us was trying to eat us. So I guess it was a couple of seconds delayed because its fork got stuck. We ran up the rest of the steps, turned around, both closed the door. It was right there. It was seconds away from us. We closed the door and locked it. And it was just banging at the door. Like, the door, I thought the door was gonna come off the hinges. It was twisting the doorknob, banging at the door. We stood there and we stared at it for like a couple of seconds before we looked at each other, and instinctively we both just ran in opposite directions and hid. I assume she hid because I hid. I didn't know where to hide, so I hid. And I ran around the island and hid underneath the cabinet in the kitchen. It didn't seem like more than 5 minutes that it was banging at the door. That Xanax really did help me tell this story better than the last time I told it a couple of months ago. Maybe about 5 minutes after that, I heard Sunrise calling for me. But I was just so scared I couldn't move. And it was like, you know the movies when you're breathing too loud? Well, the movies when they're breathing too loud and so they cover their mouths. That's how I was. I was just huddled, just breathing inside of the cabinet. She called out my name a couple of times before I even could move, could function, could focus on it. It was her voice calling me and not anybody else's. I got out of the cabinet and we were both just like startled, frightened, like, what the hell was that? Literally, it was just like a glowing green skeleton. It was tall. I know I was like 5 and I was short, but it was just... So we sat on the couch. Kind of trying to gather ourselves together. And we sat there for a while just to make sure that there was no more banging at the door, that it didn't come back, that it didn't try to come through the front door, that we were safe. We talked about going upstairs and waking up her mom, but then what if, you know, there's those people that's like, oh, let's go investigate. What if she was one of those? What if she opened the door? What if it got out? So we stayed there for a while on the couch. She was getting tired, so she went upstairs to her room. But I just sat on the couch staring at the door, staring at the basement door. There's no way that I can go up another flight of stairs when the only exit is at that ground level. There was no way I was going upstairs. I ended up falling asleep on the couch. To get woken up by Sunrise in the morning. My friend Sunrise. And she woke me up. I opened my eyes. I took a breath. I looked over, saw the door open, and I remembered, and I said, I had that panic inside of me again, that fight for my life, you know, fight or flight, sink or swim going on in me. She said, I know, I remember, it did happen, it's okay. I had them look in the basement. I called my mom and I went home, and I never went back to that house ever again. Never. Yeah, that was it. Until next time.